All right, folks. The time is nigh. It's time to go over the patch notes. They're lengthy this time. We've been working on some special stuff for you guys, so we're gonna go through it all tonight. And sounds like some of you guys have already been having a lot of fun in the challenges, as we're calling them. And some pets have already been gotten, which I'm surprised about because the entire time testing I didn't get a single pet. So yeah, we can dive into that. One little note, today is my birthday, so I'm just going to do the patch notes tonight for the stream. I'm not going to go then into the game. I'm instead going to go on a date with my wife. We're going to go out, so that's going to be fun. Little anecdote before I get started. As many of you know, I do woodworking, and recently my son has gotten into Harry Potter. And there's a little farmer market in our town, and we're going to start participating in that this year. And so I have a lathe, and I taught him how to use it, and he's been making wands from Harry Potter. And the night I was teaching him how to do it, he was so excited. He was like, "I'm going to be rich." It was pretty funny. But also a very proud moment for me to get to spend that time with my son. And his birthday is on the 21st and mine is on the 28th, so we're always a week apart. So it was fun to do that for his birthday, teach him how to do that. And it was like a kind of a proud moment and a little bit of a gift for me to like see him go through he can do it from start to finish now. He knows how to take a piece of stock, set it up right so it's balanced, clamp it all down, how to use the tools, how to sand it, and then how to finish it, and the whole process of finishing. So they look really good. They look pretty darn professional. I mean, we all need some work on stuff, but so yeah, just a little anecdote before we get started. But looks like we got some people coming into the stream here, so we will start reading. I'm just pouring my birthday beer for the stream. Make sure I have something to wet my whistle as we're reading through. So, all right, challenges. Embers Adrift monthly patch for April 2026. This month we are introducing a new type of content to Embers Adrift we refer to as challenges. These are timed events held within sealed locations throughout the world and represent our approach to bringing instanced-styled content to a non-instanced game world. Try saying that 10 times fast. There are also a handful of updates and fixes. Side note, I struck out on all my my attempts to have a guest, so if you're listening and you want to be a guest, just send me a DM in Discord or an email to support@stormhavenstudios.com and let me know that you're interested in coming on as a guest to go through patch notes. We do that once a month. So, updates. Doubled the chat and combat queue message limit. That's very nice. Reduced knave set count to knave set count requirement from 5 to 4. Venom Strike tooltip now indicates that it does chemical damage. And just in case Undone shows up, I'm going to jump into our Stormhaven chat so he can hop in and chat if he finds the time. Okay. Venom Strike tooltip now indicates that it does chemical damage. You can now hold shift while viewing an item. Comparison tooltip for items that have an alternate slot, like an earring, a ring, a bracer, those kinds of things, to view the alternate equipped item. I've often wanted that, so that's a very awesome QL update. Updated ability ground indicators to show the AoE radius for others when the AoE emanates from your target. Oh, thanks, Raxton. Yeah, we're really excited about this patch. We're excited about challenge content. Obviously, we only came out with 3 this time, but imagine the possibilities. We have a lot of stuff in the tubes right now, but challenge content kind of has like a limitless potential, right? So we're pretty excited about it, and I think the rewards are pretty great. The rewards, I haven't gotten any pets myself, but other than that, like the rewards I've gotten have been pretty cool. Although they don't scale to your level, which is fine. But yeah, this abilities ground indicator, apparently people have been having trouble with halt. It shows you the radius of how far you can do halt, but it also has halt emanating from the target, so that we've updated that to help with that, so that's good. Funny story, when we were testing that, holding alt to see where the reticles were and everything, it like massively crashed my PC. Like there was some sort of cascading error that happened, and we had to go back to ground zero on that one. But yeah, it's better now. Alright, some fixes. We fixed central Abaxis icon assignments for some items. Fixed trained wolves calling friendly NPCs to attack the player. Fixed spice tea not being prefixed with spiced, which is important. Fixed targeting reticles not showing on Grimstone Canyon rocks. That could be a big problem. Fixed a bug with lights that get disabled, never re-enabling their shadows. Fixed some potential skybox bugs that may have been causing black screens on Mac OS. This should reduce the frequency of this occurring. We fixed some issues with the Dryfoot Stronghold nav mesh. Yeah, we did. We had we were going through our challenge testing, and we had some spots that people could get to that we didn't know about, and apparently no one else knew about either because we didn't get any reports on it. But yeah, like you could go right up to the ramparts there, and it wasn't really a problem except for that you get stuck in there. Fixed spelling error on foreclosure notice in New Haven City. Uh-oh. Did I had a spelling error in there? My bad. Fixed audio playing on startup for switches, doors, etc. Fixed lingering strikes from triggering itself. Fixed some wood planks not showing wetness and snow. Thank you for the reports. Fixed potential race condition with NPCs that would allow the player to immediately loot the animal if it were skinned, even if the player did not have the skinning profession. Okay. Yeah, that has been a long-standing bug, and apparently Undone like mastermind that and figured it out. I know Adric and I, when we were playing last Thursday, we encountered that bug a few times, and Undone just like was able to repro it and fix it. So that's kind of amazing because that's been a bug for a long time. Alright, the new stuff. Challenges. Each challenge can be entered by one player or a group of up to 6. Entry requires a key dropped by NPCs within the same zone. Keys are unique, meaning that you can only carry one of each at a time. Each challenge requires a different unique key. Consuming this key for entry locks the challenge to your group only, preventing other players from entering for the duration. Once inside, I know we only have 3 challenges right now, but as we get more and more, it'll become less of an issue where, people are in this one and it takes 30-45 minutes to go through, so people might have to wait for a little while, but we will be adding a lot more challenges over time, so you'll get plenty of things to choose from. So collect all those keys, I guess. Once inside, you'll face a series of timed steps. Some challenges present clear objectives, others simply require you to push forward to the next area. Complete each task and you will earn additional time. Run out of time and your group will be removed and the challenge will be reset, making it available for others. Clear all steps and you'll find an individual chest with loot tailored to your specific class or potentially a vanity pet. And that's something that's pretty important. You go into this challenge and you're not sharing loot with other people. You're getting your own loot, so you're not going to have to like roll on things, which is a pretty cool feature. And great tech for future stuff. Upon first entering a challenge, you'll have 60 seconds to prepare. Make sure you check your skills. If you know what's coming in the challenge, several times during testing, we're changing our levels all around to test it at different levels, and I would have skills on my bar that were like I no longer was able to use because they were too high level for me, or I didn't have skills on my bar that I could use because I had changed my level. And so just keep an eye on your bar, keep an eye on what's on your belt slot and all that kind of stuff. Make sure you have your potions ready to go. That's what that 60 seconds is for. So this time allows for buffing up and getting everyone into the preparation area. Challenge content scales to whoever is present when the preparation time has elapsed. Solo adventurers, small groups, and large groups are all supported. Bringing more people increases the difficulty and improves the rewards, or the chances at better rewards. These challenges are appropriate for players of any level, as the level of creature spawned will adapt to the highest level adventurer in the group. Only one key is required for an entire group to enter. Quick caveat, they're appropriate for players of any level given the minimum level. So the Dryfoot one starts at 20. You can't go in there at level 10. But beyond that, 20 to 50, 36 to 50. And I believe, well, let's see if the patch notes mention it. You'll get a key for the Ramparts run, and then in the Ramparts run you can get a key for the Stone Breach, the challenge that's inside Dryfoot Fortress. Some notes to keep in mind: 1 key is required per attempt. You can only hold 1 key at a time in your inventory. You can have different keys, you just can't have 2 of the same one. The entrance to each challenge will have a tooltip telling you the name of the challenge, required item, and estimated time required to complete. If the challenge is occupied, it will state that and the estimated time remaining on their current step. Being timed, it's easy to pull that info and tell you how much time they have left for whichever step they're on. And cool note, in the Dryfoot one, you'll see the lights. If it's nighttime, you'll see the lights only lit up where the current group in there is at, so you can see kind of where they are and how much time or how much distance they have to go still. So the server considers the person who consumes their key as the key master and owner of the challenge. If, for example, the player who used their key is kicked from the group within the prep area before the time is concluded, then all other players will be ejected and the challenge will proceed as solo content for the keymaster. If the player who used their key disconnects during their prep time and does not return, then everyone will be kicked and the challenge will be reset. Once the challenge moves into the in progress phase, then the allowed character list is locked. Using the /stuck or /rope commands within the challenge will remove your character from the challenge. This is to prevent potential exploits with the isolated regions. Try not to get stuck. Upon entering the challenge, a new UI element will appear showing the title of the challenge and the time remaining for the current phase. Some challenges will also provide instructions, so keep an eye on it. Yeah, make sure you're reading everything carefully. And again, it's hard to predict like who's gonna interpret the instructions as what. So give us reports and feedback, on Discord or whatever. If something doesn't seem clear to you, just send us a report or whatever. We'll try to make things clear as we go forward. Keep an ear out for the quest updated noise, which will fire when something significant happens. It's the same one you hear when the quest is updated, since you won't be updating quests within these challenges. That same audio is going to play when you accomplish something. This UI element can be moved by holding down the Move UI key, whatever you have it bound to. I think by default it's U. There's an exit button similar to the group window, which will prompt you if you'd like to request an exit. Upon accepting the confirmation, you will be teleported out of the challenge in 10 seconds and unable to re-enter until the challenge is reset. That's why we put a confirmation on it, because we don't just want someone accidentally hitting it. You can right-click this UI element and select Request Exit, which has the same functionality as the exit button. If you log into the game inside of a challenge area, then you'll immediately be rejected or ejected. This includes logging in after a disconnect. This policy is in place to prevent exploits. Releasing after being knocked unconscious while in the challenge will remove you from the challenge. Yes, that's true, but I think you can re-enter. I believe you can re-enter if your group is still in there and whatnot, or if your group... I'm not sure about that. I'm pretty sure you can re-enter as long as you have time left. If you're released during a challenge, your backpack will appear outside of the entrance. Enemies within the challenge do not respawn after being killed, do not drop loot, but they do award experience. So, this is kind of a way for you to not only farm loot, try to hunt pets, but also get experience. If you have the keys for it, you can do this, several times. And it's actually pretty good. In my experience, it's a pretty decent experience. So most challenges have a number of checkpoints that require the full group to be present. Some examples: in Blind Bear, there is a step that asks you to return to the platform to regroup. This will not proceed until the entire group is on the platform. All the platforms look the same. They're this stone block. Everyone needs to step on it, and then you can continue. In both Ramparts Run and Stone Breach, you will find pressure plates within some of the towers. In order to trigger these and move on, the weight of your full group is required. So everyone has to step on it. Challenges required a number of new technical additions which will help us move forward with other features like fishing. So you guys can see we're kind of trying to put the building blocks in place with these challenges for other things. We have a number of exciting things that we're looking forward to with these. So keep an eye out, because, who knows if I'll drop some beans along the way, but, we'll have the monthly patches and you'll start to see this stuff trickle in. Additive loot tables. This is mostly a back-end thing, but it allows Adrift to add items to existing loot tables, saving him immense amounts of time, while giving him a more fine-grained control over drops. This was especially useful when adding challenge keys to different NPCs. Unique items. These are non-tradable, non-bankable items of which you can only have one of at a time. This is to prevent farming them and to encourage their use upon acquisition. Currently, this is only employed for challenge keys, but may be expanded in the future for other purposes. Unique loot chests. These function similar to regular chests, but the contents of which are unique. Hey Nick, how's it going? You're in the airport? Hey, have a safe trip, buddy. Yeah, I'm glad you could pop into the stream. All right. Unique loot chests. These function similar to regular chests, but the contents of which are unique to the individual and hence do not trigger loot rolls. Everyone in your group may get something different at the end of each challenge. This tech will be particularly useful for fishing. Yes, I agree. You're boarding any minute now. Okay. Thanks. We ran the Blind Bear today. It was fun. That's awesome. Yeah, I heard you had a little bit of trouble trying to figure it out the first time, but you got it the second time. I think that's what was said. So that's cool. Hey, it was confusing too at first. You can see with the Blind Bear, like all the different kinds of stuff that we can put in the future. Like I'm really excited for kind of a sneak around the NPC mobs type of challenge, which would be great solo or in a group, like having having instructions on like, okay, go, 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 or like make sure you're crouching, or those kinds of things. And that the way that we have detection set up with the different senses, it's going to be insane. I love it. Different mobs have different ways of sensing you, so we could have all kinds of different challenges like that for humans, for spiders, for all these different kinds of mobs. But yeah, it's going to be fun. Good luck fighting that bear. You're not going to beat him. Oh, yeah. Yep, it's a bit confusing. Like I said earlier in the stream, if you have feedback, and I think you guys already gave feedback and we're working on clarifying things, but if you have feedback, send it to us so that we can make sure that we update the verbiage so that it makes more sense. All right, targeting layers. While you are participating in a challenge, you exist on a different targeting layer. This means that anyone not on the same targeting layer cannot target you, and you cannot target them, including NPCs. This prevents outside interference with challenges, i.e. aggro issues from other areas. The potential to expand upon this tech is huge, and we hope to do more interesting things with it. Yeah, so when we were running the Dryfoot Fortress challenge content, which is called Stone Breach, there's a part where you go right by Vertigrax's chamber, and we could like target Vertigrax and stuff in there. So we had to create new tech to make barriers where you couldn't target anything on the other side and nothing could attack you in the challenge content. So as pointed out, you could see the potential for that in lots of different use cases. So we're pretty excited. Oh, you got it on try 3. Okay, nice. I'm glad you were able to get enough keys to get that going. But yeah, I think it's a great patch. I think there's a lot of new tech that might not seem, earth-shattering or whatever, but it's going to be huge for us as we go into the future. So I'm pretty excited about the whole patch and all the new stuff. We worked really hard on this content. We did get a little bit thrown off when the servers had to be migrated and everything, but we got back on track as quick as we could, and we're really excited to drop the challenge content for you guys. So get out there and farm those keys and do those challenges and get that great loot and chase those pets. Oh yeah, bummer, dude. So 2 people, Nick is saying 2 people got the blind bear pet. Nick was not one of them, so he'll have to keep running that challenge. Yeah, I didn't get a single pet the entire time we were testing. So we've been testing it for a while, and I never got a pet, but I hope to get one in the future. So maybe Adric and I'll run a challenge when we get back. I think he's out of town this week, so we may not have a stream on Thursday. But that is what it is. And again, I'm just going to mention it's my birthday and I'm going on a date with my wife, so we will be not going into the game after this stream. I'll just shut it down once we're done discussing the patch notes. Yeah, look forward to running these when I get back and after folks have hit all the bugs. Yeah, well, I hope we got all the bugs. There's always something we miss. It's hard to stay, we're a small group of people testing this stuff, so yeah. But that being said, I'm really excited. I'm glad you guys, so far it seems like you guys are all pretty excited about the patch and the potential. And again, I think the loot's pretty good and the experience can be pretty good as well. Thank you, Rax, appreciate that. Thank you, Nick, I appreciate that. So I'm going to wrap down the stream here, and I just wanted to mention too, I'm trying to make sure I'm back next week on Wednesday for the events, the GM events. If I'm not, I will update the Discord. We'll just bump it out a week. I have a install job that I'm doing next week out of town. It's going to be like 6 hours away, and I'm going to try to finish and get back in time. But if I can't, I'll update the Discord events tab. So just make sure you're keeping an eye on that, and yeah, we'll go from there. So again, next Wednesday is supposed to be the Custom GM event day, where we have 2 different Custom GM events, one at 1 p.m. and one at 9 p.m. Central Time. But I may have to pull an audible and change that on the fly. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, guys, thanks a lot for all the feedback so far on the challenge content. I'm glad we got some of these fixes in and this new stuff, which I think has great potential for the future. You know, with all the different zones having, and dungeons, by the way, having all, like, opportunities for these challenges. So for example, you run Ramparts Run, you get a key for Dryfoot Fortress. Well, we have how many dungeons in the game where you can go and you'll farm a key, do the challenge, and then get another key for the dungeon, and it's just gonna be insane. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot. Have a great night, and we will see you maybe next week, and or maybe on Thursday. I don't think on Thursday. I think Adric's gone, but we'll for sure see you next Thursday. I should be home by Thursday for sure. So if you don't see me at an event next week, you'll probably see me on Thursday. But alas, have a good night, guys, and we'll see you next time. Happy Patch Day.